Where do I begin? Lord have mercy. Where do I begin? I don't even know. Ladies and gentlemen, the fight, the altercation, the chaos that erupted in Big Brother's house last night, guys, it was just insane. It was insane. And you see, that is the thing about fights in Big Brother's house. Sometimes you can't even remember what even started it because everything just goes from 0 to 100. And once it gets to 100, a lot more other things add to it. Other people lose their temper. And then you just begin to see additional anger and reactions from here and there, from here and there. And before you know it, the whole thing explodes. Yeah? And then when they now sit down to now try to figure out what even went wrong in the first place, some of the housemates are lost because they can't even remember. Ladies and gentlemen, that was exactly what happened last night. From one tantrum thrown by IMISI, who is a very, very good instigator in the house, by the way, right? So from one very stupid, annoying tantrum thrown by her, before we knew it, Victory was involved with KAYBOBO. Who else? Bright was involved. ROOBOY was involved. Guys, it was as if the list was going to continue going on and on and on. And then rumors started spreading about Dede taking fish without consent. And then the likes of Sultana decided that, oh yes, she was going to retaliate. She was going to revenge. Like she literally wanted to carry it on her head. I mean, guys, you know what's interesting, yeah? You know what's interesting? As much as all of this madness tends to drain me of my energy, yeah? One thing I console myself with is the fact that I know for a fact that all of this is just to create highlights for themselves. All of these housemates. Now, their anger might be genuine for them, but for me as a viewer, an experienced viewer, that has seen this kind of pattern unfold itself over and over again, season in, season out, especially this particular season where every Monday, immediately it is after nominations, these housemates are literally thinking on their feet. They're thinking, okay, what do I do to get the viewers to start voting for me? Instantly, they begin to throw tantrums, they begin to cause chaos, drama, fight, whatever. Guys, I watched this whole thing play out and I knew instantly that, nah, I know, it's just for the highlights. It's just for the highlight. That was the only consolation I had. But aside the highlights aspect of it, aside the content creating aspect of it all, ladies and gentlemen, there were a lot of things that were abnormal in this whole situation. And it got me really pissed at certain people, especially Victory. It got me really pissed because what I saw happening was the double standard, the stench of double standard. It was just very annoying. And so on this video, I'm going to tell it all, yeah? I'm going to share with you every single detail. What started the fight, how it escalated, how it blew up into something bigger than the housemates could even manage, and how everything was able to pipe down, yeah? So watch this video to the end. Don't skip out on any part. And please, I want to send... Oh, God. Yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into the video. This was how that whole fight started, yeah? It all started with the food distribution in the house, right? Now, let's not forget that currently, the system that Big Brother is running is that the winning team for the weekly wager are going to be in charge of the food supplies and the kitchen management for the week. Yes. And so the Wako Playhouse team, remember from the housemates wager from last week, they are currently in charge. The food supplies came in yesterday evening, and so they were trying to take note of everything, trying to organize everything, what is for the general house and what is for individuals that actually ordered from their own BBNaija and what. They were trying to organize everything. Now, in the midst of all of that, nobody wanted to go into the kitchen to cook a general household food. A lot of people were like, oh, some people are cooking, some people are eating, so they are tired of doing everything for certain people, right? So they are trying to draw up a roster of people that are going to be manning the kitchen from tomorrow. So in the meantime, they decided that everybody that wants to eat, just go ahead, cook your food and eat. But people are going to have to manage ingredients. People are going to have to manage the food proteins so that everything would last them till next week Monday, when they're going to receive their next batch of food supplies. That was what they decided to do. Now, some people that did not get that information, they were going into the kitchen to go and take protein from the freezer, but KAYBOBO was telling them that, this is what we decided to do, so please just eat what you want to eat. From tomorrow, there's going to be protein for everybody. That's fish or meat or whatever you want to eat. But in the meantime, we're trying to organize everything so that it will be enough for everybody. KAYBOBO was informing them that. So he had informed Bright, who was the first person to come to him to ask for fish. So Bright had to respectfully cook noodles just like that. And mind you, Bright is part of the winning team that is in charge of the kitchen, but he abided by the rules, right? Just so that the food will go around. Now, there was also Denari. Denari was also told, please, sorry, keep the protein, let everything go around. Denari accepted. It got to IMISI's turn. IMISI came to the kitchen and she wanted to cook noodles. She had packed a lot of pepper. Came into the kitchen, as usual, wanting to cook what she wants to eat. Remember, she does not like the general food that everybody in the house cooks. But there was an exception, because 2 weeks ago, when Victory was head of house, and he had been very, very strict with the way he managed the kitchen, there were certain things that was cooked that IMISI had to eat from. And she did not die. Yup, she did not die. Yeah, but she had to. Because the person that was in charge was like a Dracula. Yeah, like you had to abide by his rules or you will be hungry and there's nothing you can do about it, right? But then, yesterday evening, she went into the kitchen. Apparently, she had packed a lot of pepper and had blended the pepper that she wanted to use to cook noodles. And you see here, some of the people that actually manage the kitchen, like Big So-So, KAYBOBO, the people that actually do cook, even Thelma, they had been complaining that whilst the general food for the house, they manage ingredients so that it goes round for not just that day, but for every other day, pending when they receive their next batch of food supplies. IMISI literally uses a whole bunch of pepper, onions, all of those key ingredients for food for just her own self. And she always claims that she wants to cook what she alone will eat. But then the problem is she does not have a sense of measurement. She does not know how to measure what she alone will eat. So what ends up happening is she gets to cook excess food. So when she cooks excess food, she begins to look for people that will eat out of that food. So luckily for her, Kola is able to eat a considerable amount of the same kind of pepper that she puts in her food. So that is why she's very good friends with Kola, because Kola eats out of what she cooks. There's somebody else that also eats out of what she cooks from time to time. I think it's KAYBOBO, but now they're loggerheads with each other. So yeah, it's not really working anymore. So these people were already complaining in the kitchen that, even including the head of house, that listen, in terms of the ingredients, they would have to go and keep some in the head of house lounge, because before the main food items even get finished, it is usually the ingredients that gets finished. And it doesn't really make sense, because you want to cook soup, for instance, and all those basic ingredients to spice up the food and give it proper seasoning, it's no longer, available. That was what we were discussing. So IMISI came and they said the onions that arrived this time around, it wasn't really enough. It was not much. It wasn't something that was going to last till next week Monday. So they have to ration it. If somebody wants to cook noodles, you alone cannot use one whole ball of onions. You have to split it into half and share with someone else that wants to cook whatever they want to cook. IMISI came and she was making a big case out of it. And the argument was, we are not even much anymore. 2 people have gone home. So why are we still rationing food? Why are we still rationing food? I want to cook whatever I want to cook. I want to eat whatever I want to eat. So they were trying to explain to her. But remember, she already had issues with KAYBOBO over the weekend. So whatever KAYBOBO was trying to explain, she was not listening. Now, Gigi Jasmine was trying to explain to her, and she was still sort of aggravated, but in a way listening to Gigi Jasmine. Now Zita, the head of house, by virtue of her authority as head of house, was also trying to explain to her that, okay, see, this is why we are doing what we're doing. The next thing we knew, She was attacking Zita, like, hey, don't talk to me. Don't talk, very disrespectfully. Don't talk to me, don't talk to me. And Zita was like, what's wrong with you? Calm down. Don't use me for highlights. I'm trying to explain something to you here. Calm down. And she was just, don't talk to me. You know, so she was already trying to stir up shit with Zita. And Zita was like, you know what? I already know what you're trying to do. You're trying to use me to create content. They've already told me, so I'm just going to let you do what you want to do. So Zita removed herself from the situation. Now, IMISI continued to, continue to rake like that. And then KAYBOBO too was getting upset because, of course, he was put in charge of the proteins and how to just preserve those food items, especially the ones in the freezer. So KAYBOBO was getting frustrated because they were trying to explain to her, but we all know that IMISI has a problem by virtue of the fact that she's acting, right? She's acting and faking it like this girl that does not understand English or does not understand anything. She doesn't listen at all. So communication with IMISI in that house is usually very difficult. That is a strategy. So she was employing the same strategy by not listening to anybody's explanation. She knows that what she was doing was actually provocative, but she was doing it. And so it became a thing of her also attacking KAYBOBO. And then there was a bit of a spat between both of them, but eventually IMISI went outside to the garden. But guess what? She did not stop talking. Instead, she was able to successfully rile up Victory, who was also in the garden, like rile him up, feed him with false information and told him lies that, oh, they were restricting people from cooking in the kitchen. KAYBOBO was restricting people from cooking in the kitchen. And that also sort of riled up Victory, who decided that, okay, fine, Shebi want to do muscle for muscle, okay, fine. So he decided to go into the house, go to the kitchen, and go see who is going to stop him if he decided he wants to cook. And that was exactly what he did. Now, because of how IMISI had riled up people outside, Victory, who was not only hungry, but also, looking for what to... Now, because of how IMISI had riled up people on the outside, fed them false information about whatever was going on in the kitchen, Victory had gone into that house, spoiling for a fight. Now, initially, it wasn't like he really wanted to cook. But according to what he said by his own mouth, he wanted to test KAYBOBO to see if KAYBOBO was going to challenge him. So he just went into the kitchen and was declaring that he wants to eat and is going to take whatever protein he wants to take, cook and eat, and nobody can tell him otherwise. So KAYBOBO at first gently told him, sorry, bro, we're not doing protein tonight. This is what the situation is. And he literally went to KAYBOBO and was telling the guy, I said, I want to eat. I will take what I want. I will eat and nothing will happen. So he went like literally spoiling for a fight. And that really triggered KAYBOBO because already he had just come off one with IMISI. And now Victory is coming with this amount of energy. And what really pissed him off was that when Victory was head of house, Victory had begged him to be the one managing the food supplies in the kitchen so that the food will go around. Victory had begged him to ensure that, okay, there is a plan, a meal plan for morning, afternoon, and night, right? And whilst he was handling the kitchen, Victory was handling the bread and the eggs, the raw eggs. So I don't know if you all recall in week 2 how every morning housemates would literally line up or maybe gather around Victory in the kitchen and they'll be begging him. They'll hold plate like this and they're begging him for bread, and you'll be giving them two slices, sometimes 3 if they are lucky. And then egg, you'll be shouting at them, insulting them, And me, at that point in time, I was just looking like, okay, fine. This is a necessary measure because, in week 1, when the show just started, people literally finished up the food in one day. The girls, they finished up the food in one day. So by the time the guys were introduced on Sunday, Big Brother had to send in new supplies of food that same, was it Sunday? No, Monday. So I just told myself, okay, fine, it's a necessary measure. Let them do what is needed. And of course, a lot of people revolted, but together with the cooperation of Victory and KAYBOBO, they were able to manage everything. And housemates even attested to the fact that if not for how they were able to use iron hands to manage the kitchen and the food in the house, a lot of people might not have had food to eat in week 2. Yes. So KAYBOBO was really pained that why would Victory come and attack him like that? That's what they are trying to achieve this week. It's no different from what he was able to assist Victory in achieving when Victory was head of house. So what was it? Now, what he does not know is that IMISI had gone to poison Victory's mind outside, coupled with other housemates that were outside. So the whole thing caused a serious commotion, altercation, and Victory was literally, you know, for him, it was just about a challenge. I will take what I want. You can't do anything. So for him, he just wanted KAYBOBO to just fight. It felt more like it was trying to really provoke KAYBOBO, because they know that KAYBOBO is used to losing his mind like that when he gets really aggravated. Now, KAYBOBO got really upset and said, okay, fine. Since you want to go and carry 2 fishes to cook at once, me too, I will go and, you know, take all the protein in the fridge and I will share it to every single person in this house. So when you finish your protein, you know that that is it for this week till next week, Monday, right? And people were trying to intercede, trying to calm both parties down, but Victory too was still doing the most. IMISI too came to the kitchen and was fighting, like she was literally behind Victory, like that tiny little mosquito that is saying, yes, go at him, yes, beat him, you know, that kind of thing. So it was just really a mess at that point in time. Now, here's another funny angle to this whole thing. Whilst that whole drama was going on, IMISI was trying to create the impression that she was being bullied in the house, that she was being marginalized. She was trying to play the victim card, right? But a lot of people were completely ignoring her, right? KAYBOBO was ignoring her and facing on Victory, yeah? Now, as Victory was doing whatever he was doing, there was Dede who went to seek permission from Zita that she needs to get fish. Zita told her, okay, take fish. But Bright came to the kitchen because, of course, he was the first person that asked for protein and they did not give him. They told him to wait till tomorrow. He saw Dede frying fish. He got really upset, right? And he went outside to go and tell people outside that Dede is acting like the princess of the house. That how come the same thing KAYBOBO was saying that Victory should not do, Dede is doing it and KAYBOBO is not saying anything about it, that is cheating. So that one now had passed on a different narrative, and because of his deep, whether his likeness or resentment or obsession that Bright Morgan has for Dede, he was saying a lot of things outside. Now, the good thing is Mide was there and Mide did not understand what was going on. So later she had gone inside the house to go and ask Dede, and Dede had said that she actually asked Zita, the head of house, for fish, and the head of house told her to take. And speaking about Zita, Zita was also trying to pacify Victory. You know, she was telling Victory that, Victory, what you're doing is wrong. You are part of the winning team and you understand how these things work. You have been head of house before. What is the point? What are you trying to do? And the guy was like, he knows what he's doing, because obviously he just wants to fight KAYBOBO. He just wants to challenge KAYBOBO based on what IMISI had come to tell him outside. Yeah, so Zita did not want to involve herself in the altercation, so she just told him that, okay, you know what, just cook this amount that you need and let there be peace. Now, Faith is also a member of the winning team. Faith had gone to Victory to try to talk to him, but Victory was not ready to pay attention to anybody. For him, he had a mission, and it was that mission that he was going to accomplish. He was not going to listen to anybody. So he was telling Faith that, listen, you talk to me, I will listen to you, but now I'm not listening to anybody. I just want to do what I want to do and eat, and that is fine now, you know. So Faith allowed him. So Denari, that one did not even want to involve himself in the whole situation. So he was just busy cooking his food. He had his meal. He was dancing whilst there was a lot of chaos going on. Now, KAYBOBO, on the other hand, the guy had literally lost his mind at this point because he was so angry. He had gone to meet Bright and was telling Bright that, Bright, Victory is your guy. At least talk to him. This thing he's trying to do is going to disrupt the flow of organization that we are trying to build here. And Bright was now very aggravated. Like, everybody was literally holding him from outside. Don't go inside, don't go and fight. The guy was like, he's not going to fight. He wants to go and warn KAYBOBO. So he went and he was very angry that KAYBOBO is mad. That the only thing KAYBOBO knows how to do is to cook. He does not have sense. That how can he say that he should not take protein, but Victory is actually using protein? He was very angry. So somebody had to explain to KAYBOBO, and KAYBOBO realized that, that he had actually offended Bright, because apparently it turns out that Bright and Victory, they are not really on good terms. Like, they're not bestie like that anymore. So that was the more what pissed off Bright, right? And so KAYBOBO had to go and apologize to him, and they resolved their issues right there and there. Now, ROOBOY was really pissed because remember, is according to the housemate standard, he's assistant head of house, right? So he was really pissed because he had watched everything happen from the beginning to that point. And he was so pissed because what he saw playing out was that people don't rate KAYBOBO. The only time they rate him is when he's in the kitchen cooking and feeding them. That's the only time they rate him. Because for him, what wrong did KAYBOBO do? All the guy was trying to do is to create a structure around the food so that people will not mismanage the food or waste the food, especially for the likes of IMISI that always wastes food a lot in the house. Because they said that sometimes when she cooks, she will put it in the freezer, or in the fridge and forget it, and sometimes it goes bad. Sometimes she cooks, puts the food in the oven or in the microwave, and she'll forget about it. It will go bad. So it's when somebody wants to use the microwave that they will now go and see that and there's a spoiled food in there. You know, so ROOBOY was very upset, and already he was aggravated, and he started threatening fire and brimstone that all this nonsense they are doing to KAYBOBO, that they should wait till next week, that whichever team is going to win the wager next week, that he hopes he is not on the winning team. He wants to be on the losing team, so that by himself he will enter that kitchen and go and take whatever he wants to take, cook it and eat it, and then he wants to wait and see the person that will come and challenge him. That they are going to stab each other and then they are going to go home together, because nobody has monopoly of madness. So he was so upset. And guys, I totally understood where he was coming from, because KAYBOBO was not wrong in what he wanted to do. Even Victory, that was challenging him, knew that he was wrong, but for him, he just wanted to flex muscle and show to KAYBOBO and every other person that, listen, me too, I'm a man. Me too, I can do whatever I want to do. So he ended up preparing a whole, is it rice and stew? I'll be rice and stew and noodles, like one elaborate meal, you know, like that. So already, tempers were already flaring up in the house. People were already angry. And conversations were also happening, ladies and gentlemen. There was a conversation happening between Dede and Kola. Guys, there's going to be another video on that one. Kola was just very annoying. So I'm going to do a video about that one, right? But the conversation was ongoing between these two. And before we knew it, boom, the camera switched to the garden, where there was another heated altercation between IMISI and ROOBOY. Frankly speaking, I'm not really sure what exactly caused this fight between IMISI and ROOBOY. Yes, but they were really having a go at each other. In fact, as a matter of fact, it was actually the reverse. ROOBOY was seriously giving it back to back, like hot to IMISI. The exact thing IMISI does to people in the house when she wants to provoke them, when she wants to rile them up, like what she did to KAYBOBO, you know, how she behaves with Faith, especially in that whole kitchen drama. Ladies and gentlemen, ROOBOY was giving it to IMISI hot, to the point that IMISI was almost subdued. It seemed as though she met an energy that literally superseded her own energy. Because, you know, when IMISI is in her element, she thinks she's the only person that has monopoly of madness. But this time around, ROOBOY told her that, you see this madness, this energy you think you have, I will show you and I will give it to you today. And that was exactly what he was doing. Now, as I said, we do not really know what exactly started this particular fight, you know, because there was a conversation happening between Dede and Kola in the bedroom. So the camera had to quickly switch to both of them. But then IMISI was saying a lot of things because they were also exchanging words at each other, insulting each other. And IMISI was saying that she was going to add KAYBOBO, Faith, and ROOBOY, all three of them together, and fight all three of them together, that they should come up. And these other people that she was calling, they were just sat on their own, right? They were just there. She was just calling them out unprovoked, literally trying to provoke them. Now, I'm going to tell you all for free that what IMISI was trying to do there was she was trying to rile up as many people as she could, right? So that they will come and attack her at the same time. Then it will now look like, oh my God, they are bullying her. 3 men against one poor, helpless ghetto girl. Oh, they are bullying me. She wants to play the victim card. So she's looking for people. And you see, One person that really clocked her game, aside Faith, is also Rude Boy. Rude Boy, after that first fight they had in the kitchen that night where they said, oh, it was just a prank on her, and they had called her and they had apologized to her, a lot of the housemates, they've been trying to avoid getting into any altercation with IMISI because they've realized that this girl is trying to play, you know, an Ilebaye script, right? Oh, this poor helpless girl, I'm just here and they are bullying me because I'm poor, because I'm from the ghetto, because I wear low budget items, because I'm very, very wretched. She's trying to play that script. So Rude Boy already clocked it. And he had shared it with his friends in the house that this is what this girl is trying to do. So anytime she's provoking you into a fight, don't respond. In fact, if she's attacking 5 of you, you people just leave her. Just leave her, let her do what she wants to do. But one day, if you want to fight with her, let it be just one-on-one. Let it be a one-on-one fight so that it will not look like, oh, the whole house is against her. You know, so they've been allowing IMISI to do whatever she wants to do. That's the reason why sometimes in the kitchen, when she will flare up and start throwing around curses, they just, you know, allow her, they indulge her. But last night, Rude Boy said, nah, that it was enough. Enough is enough. And so he was matching her energy. And at some point, he was doing the exact same thing that IMISI loves doing to people. He was doing it back to her. Doing all those, ooh, you know, all those talking and clapping hands. He was doing it to her. She want to do it. He will even do it louder. Anything IMISI wants to do, Rude Boy will do it louder. If she speaks Yoruba, Rude Boy will speak Yoruba and use a bigger, heavier, deeper meaning. You know, so he was giving her double the energy of what she would normally do. And none of the housemates involved themselves. They all stayed out of it. They all sat back. They did not involve themselves at all. So IMISI realized that, okay, I'm alone in this, right? And this guy is overpowering me. So she was trying to run away, but Rude Boy was following her around. That, no, you think you have madness? You say you want to fight me. Oh yeah, fight me now. Beat me now. So she too was not like, beat me, you want to beat me. No, she was trying to use all this victim lingo. But Rude Boy was using the same lingo that she was using. And guys, I'm going to be frank with all of you. It was quite entertaining as far as I'm concerned because, girl, you're not the only one that has a strategy. Every other person too has a strategy. And for those who do not have a strategy, their job is to clock strategies and play it against you. So what Rude Boy was basically doing was playing IMISI by her own game. And she realized it. And she realized that, okay, she had lost out on this one. So they kept on going back and forth, you know, and some housemates had to talk to Rude Boy, you know, for him to just let her go because she said she was going to the kitchen, she was going to go and cook and take, and anything that wants to happen, let it happen. And he said, okay, you go now, go, let me see you, you know. So at some point, she kept quiet because she got tired of talking. You know, at that point in time, Rude Boy was sweating. They had called each other the most demeaning names ever. It was insane. By the end of the night, Rude Boy ensured that he gave it to IMISI very, very hot. And I was glad he did. Because at least she knows that, okay, well, if you have your madness raised to power 100, there's somebody else's madness that's raised to power 1000. Yep. And our fans have been crying on social media. And I know that they're going to come and cry in the comment section of my video. But anyways, here's what I want to say. I know that, okay, let me not say I know. I have a feeling that Big Brother might want to call out Rude Boy and issue him a warning or something. Yes. So if it's a warning, well, I don't think that's necessary. Because as far as I'm concerned, the energy that Rude Boy gave to IMISI is the same energy that IMISI has given to people in the house. So if Big Brother is going to punish Rude Boy for anything at all, he also needs to punish IMISI. Yup. And that's it. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop talking here right now, all right? Because I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. I will see you on my next video where I get to talk about other conversations that happen in the house. So watch out for that video, all right? And I will see you guys soon. Thanks for watching and bye.